We encourage, as much as we can, any athlete that I come in contact with, I try to get those kids to continue to participate in as many sports as possible, especially at young ages. You see a lot of pressure from coaches, whether it be club coaches. Again, this goes across sports, whether it's basketball, whether it's soccer, whether it's baseball, of, you need to be playing in our sport year-round. And you'll see those groups put pressure on young athletes, again, 8, 9 years old, where they're practicing 4 nights a week. And you can't play, if you're going to play on our club soccer team, you can't play basketball. Or you're going to play on our travel baseball team, you can't play soccer because of the commitment that's required. And I think that when we go and we start to specialize, we lose out on creating well-rounded athletes that have a multitude of skills that can move in lots of different directions. Because as we know, even though there's translation from one sport to another, the same athletic skills that are required for basketball are not the exact same ones that are required for baseball. So the more sports kids play when they're young, the more well-rounded of an overall athlete they become. And then eventually, when they get to be 13 or 14 years old and they decide, hey, this is going to be my sport, whether it's basketball or soccer or baseball, tennis, whatever it ends up being, by the time they're ready to specialize, both from a maturity standpoint and a mental standpoint, they've developed that all-around athletic ability that allows them to have more success eventually in their chosen sport. And then the other argument, obviously, against specialization is overuse injuries. And you see that, I guess I would probably equate it more necessarily with baseball when you think about pitchers. Kids at young ages just being worked into the ground, and throwing the baseball over and over again. But it works for any sport. Anything that you're doing constantly, nonstop, it has a negative impact on kids when they're only doing one thing, because it just doesn't develop the overall athlete. And I think the last piece to talk about there is, and I heard this mentioned, I can't remember where I read it, but it was talked about that when you play year-round, that you never build up a hunger to go back and play that sport again. And so if I'm going to be a basketball player and I'm playing my school season during the winter, and I'm playing AAU in the spring, and I'm playing AAU in the summer, and then I'm coming back and I'm playing in a fall league, and then there's never an opportunity for me to have an off season where I build back up my desire so that when practice starts, I'm ready to get after it and really go and play and compete. And I think that's another thing that we miss out on, is that change of seasons that used to happen a lot when 20, 30 years ago, that just doesn't exist anymore.